Welcome back, Tiger fans, to Rock M Radio's football podcast. I'm Nate Edwards. That's Nathan Hurst. This is Before the Box Score. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully your drive and or your cooking and or whatever is happening during your extended weekend is going well. I'm sure you have plenty of podcasts in your feed to listen to help you pass the time. We are just one of those. We appreciate you tuning in, especially as we're going through the holidays. We'll try to get you as much information as we can, as we know it for right now, we head into Arkansas week, and of course all the hullabaloo about the coaching carousel. But hey, Nathan Hurst, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful that as of now, Mizzou is not looking for a new head coach.
Yeah.
Because a lot of other programs are.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that won't be the case in a week, but as of now, that's not the case.
Yeah, and the candidates are going quick, at least the ones that I would be interested in. At least the ones I know that Mizzou has kicked the tires on are going quick too. So, yeah, we're on the topic. It is Wednesday at 8:06 in the p.m. Central Time, and as of right now, what we know is that the Board of Curators met today to go over we'll talk about spending money in the athletics department. As Ross Dellinger reported, it was about a new contract for Eli Drinkwitz, an extension that they would be approving and presenting to him at his camp to determine if he's going to sign and stay here, or if he's going to reject and tell him to come back again or go take a look at another job. So this is the board's not meeting because Eli's leaving. That's silly. The board's also not meeting to officially stamp Eli's extension. That's not happening either. This is the step one in a multi-step process to keep to offer drink and keep him around. And as of right now, we don't know how it went. But you seem to be feeling confident as of now. What do you think about all this? What was your first thought when you heard the BOC was meeting on the day before Thanksgiving?
I mean, I think it's a good sign that they are making moves to keep Drinkwitz. Doesn't necessarily surprise me. I think we always expected that if Drinkwitz was coming back decided to come back next year to Mizzou, it would be with an improved contract of some sort, whether that's includes a raise or a raise for his assistants, or more promised funding or NIL or whatever that may be is going to be improved. So this is step one of that. Apparently, I'm kind of not really sure why it didn't happen until now. But it could be that, Drinkwitz and his camp wanted to wait a little bit longer and kind of feel out some of these other openings, Florida, LSU, Penn State, to see how those played out. And you can't really blame them. I mean, those are some of the top 10, top 15 jobs in the country. LSU probably a top 3 or top 4 job. So I would take it as a good sign that his camp has indicated to the Mizzou administration that, all right, we've gotten to this point. We're ready to start negotiating now. Let's see what this looks like. Now the Board of Curators meeting, as you said, is not to approve a specific contract, but my guess is it was to talk about the parameters. Here's what we're comfortable with offering to him, kind of give Laird Veach some parameters to stay within when negotiating with Drinkwitz and his agent. And then, it's negotiation. So there's going to be back and forth, and this may not be the last Board of Curators meeting of a similar type before they approve a final contract. But I also wouldn't be shocked if, we hear something within the next couple of days. Probably not on Thanksgiving. I hope not on Thanksgiving, but maybe the day after Thanksgiving, or the day of the Arkansas game, or the day after, or whatever. I expect that we'll hear something positive towards, either that Drinkwitz has agreed to a contract extension or has physically signed one. Not, don't know what that'll look like, but this is step one, and I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and if you're Eli Drinkwitz, if you're Eli Drinkwitz's agent, you are going to try and play this to your client's full advantage. And you started to see some dominoes fall this week. I feel pretty confident from the people that I know who are in the know, that of the coaches that Mizzou has been kicking tires on and having conversations with, Eric Morris and Alex Golish were two of those guys that they were exploring potentially. They'd be interested in. And of course, Eric Morris is now at Oklahoma State, and Alex Golish is now at Arkansas. So those guys are off the table. And I mean, there's more guys there. We won't go into that, but like, if your options keep dwindling, that makes it tough. Now, the same thing can be said for Eli Drinkwitz. Not only do you have to be interested in a job, but then the job has to be interested in you. And no matter the fact that his name has been attached to so many programs, doesn't seem like anybody's offering him. So there's urgency on both sides. I think that's probably why Drink's agents just opened up and said, "Hey, all right, let's see your best." I don't know if they said best and final or just best, but at least the talk is being had, which is always good. But yeah, it's a really weird coaching cycle. You don't, I think we talked about this last time. You don't have like an established coaching tree that you like to pick from. I guess Dan Lanning from Kirby Smart's really the one that you have, and really nobody else on Smart's staff is someone that you're looking for. I really like Fran Brown at Syracuse. You can't hire him after the season he had. And really none of the other coordinators like a Schumann or a Bobo is somebody that you're really interested in. So people are going to be poaching head coaches, which is tough to do. Or you take a coordinator or a lesser known coach, and that's not going to win you the press conference, which seemingly every AD wants to do. So I think there's a lot of really talented, storied programs who are going to be very upset. At least their fan base is going to be upset with who they get, just because you're not picking from an established tree like you used to be able to do, even 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's not those 2 or 3 or rock star home run hires that are just obvious for these top programs. I mean, you have like your John Summeralls, who I think will end up at an SEC program.
He's at
one
Auburn.
Of them. Probably Auburn,
yeah.
If not Auburn, maybe Florida, maybe LSU. Nothing's in stone yet, but most likely Auburn. But beyond him, I mean, you got your Golish and Eric Morris, who's kind of a rising star. But other than that, I mean, there's no obvious guys after Lane Kiffin. So someone's going to be left not, the 2 programs of the 3 that are left without Lane Kiffin are going to be, disappointed no matter who they get, I think. So,
yeah.
And I think at this point, Mizzou and the Mizzou administration is rightfully so very interested in getting Drinkwitz to, all right, let's move this along, make a decision here. I mean, not that he has at the moment, it appears like the only decision he has is either to sign on the dotted line or not at Mizzou, because he doesn't really, if he had another offer somewhere else, we'd probably know about it by now. But they want to lock this down now, because if the answer is no, or if the answer is he's moving on, they need to get the ball rolling in that direction as well. Because the whole timeline is so jacked up with signing day is literally in 8 days, 9 days, 8 days, early signing day for high school recruits. The transfer portal opens up in about a month, maybe like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So you gotta have somebody in to take in those new recruits, those high school recruits, and to start working the portals, and to keep the guys who are on the roster from leaving. So hopefully that's Drinkwitz, and hopefully that he signs soon. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, but as long as he signs, it's not going to be a problem. But if he delays, and then a week from now jumps to a Florida or an LSU or what have you, that could be, that could not be great for Mizzou's search, because they'll be competing then with 5 or 6 other guys.
And you only have the one portal period, right? We're not doing spring anymore.
Just one.
So
just one in January.
If you wait, like you have screwed yourself out of an entire portal window, which is not what you want. So yeah, I mean, there's urgency there. And from the board standpoint, there is urgency too. You'd probably like to announce it before the Arkansas game. You do not want to play the game of risk where you want to extend the guy who just lost a rivalry game. Not saying that's going to happen, but like it is a potential outcome. If Lane Kiffin makes his decision and Drinkwitz is number 2 behind him, and he doesn't pick the school that he's number 2 behind, then, the other school's like, okay, well, are we going to offer Drink? So it's in the board's favor to move this forward. It's in Drink's favor to move this forward. You get really risky if you start taking this past Saturday. You just, the margins are getting too close at that point. So I don't know what that means. We're just assessing it from our basements, but that's where we stand, and it does make a lot of sense for this to happen now. We don't know when it's going to happen. We'll tell you when it does. It's probably going to be the most inopportune time over the holiday, but you know what? That's so is college sports. There you go. Um, I'm not going to ask you that question. We're not going to play odds on there. We're just going to acknowledge that it happened, and we'll take it from there. Uh, we do have a game. We don't have to talk about coaching searches all the time. We can talk about actual football. Um, how do you feel about the fight in Arkansas Razorbacks?
I mean, kind of at this point in the rivalry, it's just kind of a let's get this over with and move on to the either the bowl game or the end of the season or recruiting or whatever that may be. That does sound a little disrespectful to the Hogs, but to be honest, they've had a program that doesn't really deserve a whole lot of respect in recent years. So at this point, I mean, they're a very bad team, but at the same time, they're also a team that is good in the ways that can make your day a long one if you don't come ready to play. So, and from my perspective, it's just like let's get this one done and moved on with. Get an eighth win, get our coach signed on long term, and move on to the, Duke's Mayo Bowl or whatever that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said they're a bad team, and let's be clear. They're an awful defense. Maybe one of the worst Power 4 defenses ever put out on the field, certainly in the running for that. They are the 44th best team in the country, though, and that's powered mostly by special teams and offense. And really, their offense is the thing that we want to harp on, because as much as we harped on special teams in our previous episode, Arkansas having the 11th best special teams does matter, but it's that offense. It's the Bobby Petrino offense, and that's really what's been keeping them in games and keeping them very close to winning a few. Because we talked about this, I think, in the last show. Yes, Arkansas is 2-9 and 0-7 in the league, but SP Plus, valuing how you play against the competition that you go against, sees them as more of a 6-win team. And if you were going on the road to a 6-win Arkansas, you'd probably feel pretty crappy about it. And that's kind of where I lay. They will certainly give you the game because their defense is so bad, but they can also keep in it because the offense is so good. So you get the exact flip of what we had against Oklahoma. We're like, first to 20 is going to win it. Mizzou's not going to be able to do what they want to do on offense. They'll probably be pretty good on defense, and it's just whoever breaks first. Well, this is going to be another who breaks first, but it's going to be strength on strength, week on week again, with more points this time. Because, I mean, the Arkansas offense is more like the Alabama offense, which is also pretty good. And that defense will keep you in it. But I don't know. I'm not feeling great about this one, I guess is what I'm saying. Just with all the turmoil around coaching, and it's a rivalry, and it's on the road where you've only won 9 times as Eli Drinkwitz. I don't feel good, Nathan Hurst.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a road game that you would feel good about if that Mizzou is going on. To be honest, to be fair to that, I don't feel too bad about it. You said it's strength on strength, week on week. It is definitely strength on strength in terms of Mizzou's defense and Arkansas's offense. It's not Arkansas's defense very weak. Mizzou's passing game very weak. Mizzou's running game is very good when it plays a defense like Arkansas. So I would say it's more like strength on strength, week on strength on week, if that makes any sense at all.
Okay.
Sure. Then that is what leads me to not worry so much, is that we have seen time and again, not just this year, in multiple years, Mizzou, when they play a defense that can't defend the run, will run the ball effectively. This season specifically, we've seen Mizzou play teams who can't defend the run the ball to a point where it's just like egregious. And I anticipate that being the case. And it works great because when you run the ball really well and control the clock like Mizzou always wants to do, that keeps the other team's offense off the field. And that's the one thing that Arkansas wants, is to have their offense on the field, because that's the only thing they can do right. Now, if you look at the Mississippi State game, Mizzou ran the ball really, really well. They still kept Mississippi State's offense on the field because they scored so fast. They got their offense back on the field. Ultimately, that was fine because they were able to score really fast. And so if Ahmad Hardy wants to have 3 more 50-yard plus runs for touchdowns, that's going to end up being fine, because Arkansas offense is really good. They put up a lot of points. They put up a lot of yards. They are also really good at not scoring when they need to score. And that's why they've lost all these games. So when it gets into the, crunch time, Mizzou's defense has been very good at getting stops when they need to. Arkansas's offense, not good at extending drives or scoring when they have the opportunity to either put a game away, or in the case of like a Memphis where they lost, or when they're down 3, down 7, have a chance to tie, they either turn it over, which they do a lot, or they just go 3 and out and end up punting, and then the game's over. So I kind of like how it matches up for Mizzou in that aspect. The only thing that Mizzou can do, I think, that will cause them problems is if they turn the ball over. Because if you give that offense short fields, you put the defense in bad positions, which is the only time this defense struggles, is when they're put in really bad situations, rather. Which is going to be the case for any defense. If you make Arkansas drive the full length of the field over and over again, this defense is going to do enough to get the job done. So no turnovers, run the ball, which I expect them to do, and I think it's going to be okay.
We're going to take a quick timeout and derail this conversation because I do have somewhat breaking news. As of 8:15, from, who is this? Frank Cusimano, the Missouri Board of Curators approved the extension for Coach Drinkwitz. It puts it at 6 years. If he meets incentives, years added, it's a raise for Drink and his staff. They will be the top 4 highest paid staff in the SEC, not signed yet, but likely very soon.
A top four paid staff in the SEC. I wonder that's probably not including whatever Kiffin ends up getting, whether it's with an extension or signing with LSU. So that I would imagine that would put him at number 5. But still, that number 5 in the SEC means probably number 7 or 8 nationally. If you take away Ohio State, Oregon, that's probably it. I actually can't think of anyone else that would be any higher than that. That sounds like they're putting the money where the mouth is from the Mizzou's perspective.
They're putting money out. I hope it's in the place that he wants it. He's talked a lot about, I don't need the money, which okay. But his staff does, and the players do. So, Kunis has given us what he knows. We can't ask more than that. Does this address what Drink is looking for? That's really the question that needs to be answered, and we don't know. But that's impressive. What we just read, that's impressive to see, and there's certainly some clout about this sort of thing. Coaches are little drama queens anyway. They love them. Knowing that you're top 4 in the SEC, that's got to feel pretty good. It's got to feel pretty good, regardless of anything else. So it's an endorsement of him. It shows him just how much the board cares about keeping him around. To quote an LSU basketball coach, it's a strong-ass offer, and it's across the board. Again, I just hope it's addressing what he's asking for. That's it. And I don't think the board's stupid, so I'm assuming that it will. At the end of the day,
yeah. I think ultimately, he said it, and I believe him, because he comes to seem like he means when he says things. He says what he means. I don't think it's the money in his salary that makes the biggest difference here. It's does he feel like the infrastructure is there, not just for him, not just for his assistants, but as you said, to pay the players, to build the roster to the level that to make the playoff and to compete for national championships. It's close. It's already close, but there's also, we talked about this last time, there's only so much money that the university can devote to roster building. It's set by the House settlement. It's $20.5 million, and they're already doing that. So is there some sort of something in there, like we're gonna push more for outside help? I don't know what that looks like. Hopefully whatever it is what Drinkwitz is looking for. But at the same time, there's only so much they can actually deliver or guarantee that they can deliver. They can promise all they want, and I'm sure they are. What can actually be delivered, that depends on if Drinkwitz believes that it can be delivered or not.
Yeah. We'll find out. expected to be signed soon. Interesting
Yeah.
last sentence
I
there.
think finding out on Friday morning, a day before the last game, would be a wonderful
Yeah,
little morale boost for the team.
yeah. Happy Black Friday. Your coach is sticking around. All those flips that you just did, keep them on, right? Um, yeah. I will credit him. He is still working. I know people point to the Oklahoma game and say, "Oh, he's quit. He's out the 1 foot out the door." Okay, but he wouldn't be working so hard to flip these commits from other schools if he was giving up, if he was 1 foot out the door. So it's not just the results on the field, guys. That's all. Um, okay, I'm interested. I'm feeling good about it. Let me just put it that way. What were we talking about? Oh, things that don't make me feel good, right? Arkansas. Um, yeah,
Just in general, I don't feel great about Arkansas one way or another.
it's Missouri's potty, man. Like it's just I don't know what to say.
Let's
Yeah,
be nice and say it's our footstool.
there you go. Yeah, Arkansas's defense is highly susceptible to explosive plays, even more so than Mississippi State. And so if the goal is for, a rise and grind and, 15-minute drives, I think against their best will, Mizzou will probably not be able to do that. And then on the flip side, Arkansas's offense is the top three, not top seven, in explosive play rate. So this could be very fireworky. Did you know? Okay, if Talon Green gets 16 net rushing yards in this game, Arkansas will have two 1,000-yard rushers for the first time since Alex Collins and Jonathan Williams did it in back-to-back years, mind you, in 2014 and 2015. That's wild. What's even more wild is that they actually don't run all that much. They would prefer to pass, like on first down, like standard downs and passing downs. Like they like to pass it. It's quick, junky stuff. But they only run when it feels like they have the advantage. And because of that, they are just an excellent, excellent rushing team. Now, again, that is Missouri's strong suit. And they've played some pretty good ground games. Not, certainly not the top three rushing games. So I will tip my cap there. But they've held their own against ground games. And so I'd like to think that, this is playing to their strength. And really, for Arkansas's passing game, it's very simplistic. They throw to the outside receiver 42.6% of the time. And, they'll do a couple to like a tight end here or there, but they don't target the slot. They don't target their running backs or anybody in the backfield. It is quickies to the outside and maybe a tight end here or there, and that's it. It's not overly complicated, and that's what they like to do on standard downs, and then they run on passing downs. Novel concept, right? It's an offense that's not – it doesn't seem complicated, but they're really good at it, and this is Bobby Petrino's back. Like he makes great offenses. And then to hear that they have the 11th best special teams, their field goal kicker is pretty good, their punter is pretty good, and if this is a margins game, that doesn't make me feel good, especially since when you look at Arkansas itself, no, they have not won a game since September. Boy, that stinks. Oh, man. But they play teams really, really close, okay? Like, and better teams than Missouri. They took Ole Miss to one score, Memphis to one score, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, LSU, all one-score games that they lost late, but they were there. So this is another one of those games where it's like it has the potential to be ugly, it has the potential to be uncomfortable, and it's on the road, so I'm going to feel doom and gloom the entire time, and it's just, it might be pretty because there's a lot of fireworks, but I don't know how it's going to shake out.
It's going to be definitely high scoring. I think that's one thing it will be. I do feel good about if Mizzou's able to get maybe a 10-point lead. I feel good about just kind of keeping them able to keep that margin throughout. Now that might be Mizzou goes up 17-7, and then the end of the game is 45-35. I mean, there's going to be a lot of scoring.
Yeah.
If Ahmad Hardy, God forbid, breaks an 80-yard touchdown run and gives the other team the ball back, Arkansas the ball back really fast, eventually do that enough, Arkansas will turn the ball over a couple of times. Or it's a quick 3 and out, a couple of incomplete passes and a sack or something, punt the ball away, Mizzou gets the ball, another run it down their throat, score again. That's how you get your two possession lead there. Just because their defense just can't get stops. It just doesn't get stops, especially when it needs to get stops. When all year, if they need a stop or they need to score points, they can't do it. At the end, they can't do it. Now, is that bad luck and it's going to, maybe the bad luck is going to change at the very end of the year? It's possible, but it's been 10 or 9 straight opportunities. And at some point, it's not luck. It's just, an inability to do that. Yeah, all their games are close. They just they never make the play that they need to make. And if Mizzou gives them opportunity by turning the ball over a couple times, that may be what they need. If Mizzou gives them that play that they can't make themselves, that's how you lose this game. As long as Mizzou plays a clean game, I don't see Arkansas being able to do enough to come out with it.
Arkansas's defense yards per drive is 40 yards per drive. That's 126th in the nation. Yards per play, 6.3. Oh, almost 6.4. That is 125th in the nation.
Yikes, I didn't know that one.
Points per drive, 2.8. Average field position, they're letting teams start on the 30. Oh my God.
They're giving up a field goal every time that the other team.
You get to their 30 every time. That's insane.
40 yards a drive, yeah.
That means if you have 10 drives a game and you've had 10, they only stopped out of the potential 1,000 yards you could have, they stopped 300 of it. That's insane. That is so bad. They are not accurate tacklers. They have an 85% tackle rate. They're not havocy. They don't break things up. The only reason I'm not super confident is that we're playing this in Arkansas. That's really it.
To be fair, Drinkwitz has won there twice, so it's not like
he's also lost there once.
Yeah, but that was his worst team that he fielded.
Yeah, second year
at Mizzou, and Arkansas in that window, that was Arkansas's best team that they fielded. So I think it kind of corresponded there nicely.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, in 2021 they
9-4. They were 16th in SP Plus
in the bowl game. So that was by far their best season that they had.
That was their best, yeah.
So this is not something that has been unknown to Mizzou, and this is the worst team of those in that stretch that Drinkwitz of Arkansas teams that they've played. Mm-hmm. There's also I will give that the Arkansas team and coaching staff credit. This team has played hard, even though they've lost 9 games in a row. Now that's really hard to keep 20-somethings playing hard 10 weeks in a row. There's the chance Mizzou comes out, hits him in the mouth. This is okay, let's just get to the end of this game. We're done. Mm-hmm. We got a new coach coming in, or I'm transferring out, or I'm graduating, or whatever. I think it's important if Mizzou can come in, punch him in the mouth early, that the big Q word might very well be on the table.
Yeah.
But if they come in, get a slow start, let Arkansas get a 10-point lead or something, and they feel like they've got a shot at it, you're going to see their best shot because they really don't have anything left. They have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
So it'll be as long, once again, that'll be giving Arkansas the opportunity to win the game. As long as Mizzou doesn't give them the opportunity to win the game, they're not going to take it for themselves.
Okay, prediction time. What are you thinking?
If it hasn't been clear, I think Mizzou is going to win the game. I think they're going to win. It's not going to be a double-digit game. I would say something along the lines of 45-38. It's going to be high scoring. It's going to feel really back and forth and probably uncomfortable for a while. Mm-hmm. Mizzou might go up 14 points, then Arkansas scores to 7, up 14, scores to 7, back and forth, something like that. And maybe Arkansas will have the ball with a chance to tie late, but they had that in 8 of their last 9 games, and they haven't done anything with it. And Mizzou is the second best defense that they will play this year. Maybe third if you include A&M and Auburn as better. I don't know if I did say that or not.
Second best. Best as of right now.
Yeah. And Auburn held them to 24 points in Fayetteville. I don't see why Mizzou couldn't, if not 24, they could hold them to 31. And the
Yeah.
offense is certainly going to score more than 31 against this defense.
Yeah. I'm going to say 38-34 against all of my apprehensions. I'd say Mizzou wins. Uh, just because this is the game. This is why you hire Eli Drinkwitz. He doesn't lose to these teams, except for that one time. He doesn't do it. It's a trophy. It's a shit team. Oh, sorry. I know it's on the road, but like this is why you hire him, because he does not lose to the teams that you should not lose to. So I will say that he doesn't.
It's very similar to Mississippi State game last year in Starkville. Terrible team, pretty good offense, but terrible team. I think Arkansas's offense is better than Mississippi State's offense was last year, but Mizzou didn't have a problem in that game. It might be a slightly tougher game this time around, but ultimately the result's gonna be similar.
Yeah. Okay, we will find out soon. Saturday. Can I just say it really bums me out that it's not on Black Friday anymore. I really like that uniqueness, you know?
Yeah, I like the Friday too. I would certainly not a Thursday game.
No.
And I'm glad for the Egg Bowl folks that they moved that game off of Thursday as well. But yeah, Friday was fun because at the time it always had that 1:00 CBS slot. You know, CBS is gone, but it was one of the very few games on at that time. So it kind of felt like it was a window to ourselves. But I think Mizzou just dominated it so much that ESPN's like, this is why? Maybe once again someday, but
man, they just made an awesome hire in Alex Golish. The Red Russian, I guess is what we're going to call him now. He is, a lot of people say he was the engine that made Tennessee go when he was with Josh Heupel. And Heupel was apparently the good cop, and he was the bad cop. And we know Heupel; he's kind of a dick. I can't imagine how Alex Golish is in the locker room if that's the bad cop to Heupel's good cop. But the dude knows offense. He got South Florida off the map, which is no easy feat. He has got the personality. He's to fit in the SEC. He's got the experience to be in the SEC. Like, they're going to win some games over Mizzou in the next couple of years. I'll guarantee it. Because he's a great coach. I'm happy for them. I'm just happy that hopefully it'll be a better rivalry, going forward.
Yeah, he is a good coach. When I saw that, it sounds like he's going to be the next Arkansas coach. I was like, ooh, man, okay. Well, that makes it more interesting. Yeah. That said, I kind of had the same reaction when Brett Bielema took the job 10 years ago, and that crashed and burned. And he was 3 coaches ago. So sometimes it's the place more than the coach. But if you have the right combination, the right place, right person to get the job done, it could happen. He could definitely make it better. I don't think it's going to be worse than how it's been their last 8 years or so.
And Arkansas has that nasty habit of going up, peaking, and falling apart. And that's Pittman had a nice little dead cat bounce last year, and then just completed the circuit 1 year later than we anticipated. So hope he's happy. Hope he's not doing anything. He's just a nice guy. Always liked him, and I hope he's enjoying retirement or whatever he's doing. I hope you all enjoy Thanksgiving. Nathan Hurst, what is your favorite, or what is the dish that you look forward to most at Thanksgiving?
Man, it really depends year to year. I'm always a big stuffing guy. Mashed sweet potatoes is definitely very high up on my list. If you don't mash your sweet potatoes and serve them just like regular mashed potatoes, highly recommend it. And then of course the pumpkin pie is the piece de resistance. So looking forward to all 3 of those things.
Yeah. Well, the former co-host of this show hated Thanksgiving, which is why I killed him.
I mean, he's also not an American.
He's not. So. He's not. Cut him open and he bleeds pink, I guess. I don't know. But stuffing guy over here for sure. And that it can't be beat. I love Thanksgiving food. He would always tell me, well, you never eat it outside of Thanksgiving. Au contraire. I will. I'll even spread some in my hair and just leave it in there. I love Thanksgiving. Stuffing's the best. You also have to have a solid roll, because guess what? That's the cleanup guy, right? Everything that's left on that plate, here comes the roll. Going to help you clean it up, and it's delicious. So you got to have a solid base with that.
As long as it's not a lukewarm or cold roll.
Oh, wow.
If you serve your rolls like either lukewarm or cold, get out of here. But if it's
Yeah.
warm, a
Oh,
little crispy, yes,
oh my
I'm all
God.
aboard.
Yes. Oh my God. And I do love pumpkin pie. I don't care
I
what
mean,
pie you give me. Apple, pumpkin. I won't do pecan, or I guess pecan. I don't know. What is it? Are
it's
you a
pecan.
pecan?
No,
Pecan?
I
Okay,
mean,
good.
I'm a grown adult, and it's pecan.
Solidarity.
Yeah.
Solidarity. Um, I'm also, hey, go eat what you want. You serve mac and cheese at your Thanksgiving? That's awesome. Not for me. Happy for you. Collard greens, I'm not going to touch them. Knock yourself out. If I go to your Thanksgiving and that's what you're going to offer, you bet your ass I'm going to put it on my plate and I'm going to smile because it's all about eating the food, folks. That's what it's about. I guess talking to family too, but eating the food, watching the TV. That's the important part. So hope you all have safe, happy Thanksgivings full of all the food that you love. That is the show for today. As always, we appreciate your feedback, your comments, all the conversations that you have with us online. If you'd like to leave a review, we love that as well. You can comment, you can rate us. We love all types of feedback. You can follow us on Twitter. I'm at Nate G. Edwards. He's at Burst to Hurst. Of course, you can follow the Rock M flagship at Rock M Nation and our podcast and outlet at Rock M Radio. We appreciate you tuning in this time. We'll try to do better next time. And until then, MIZ.
COU.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Rock M Radio, a proud partner of Fans First Sports Network. Rock M Radio is the official podcast network of Rock M Plus, a new and exciting subscription service provided by me and the other voices of Rock M Radio. Please take a few moments to head over to rockm.plus and sign up for an account today. The cost is only $5 a month, and the benefits include access to our live podcast, a subscriber-only message board, weekly newsletters, and more. If you enjoyed this episode of Rock M Radio and would like to see more just like it beamed directly into your personal device, make sure to click the subscribe button below and tell your friends. Our podcast feed is available through the Apple Podcast app for iPhone, Google Podcast app for Android, whatever app you listen to your podcast. You can also find Rock M Radio on Spotify. If you're looking for a podcast about your favorite team that is not the Missouri Tigers, Fan First Sports Network is your answer. A full podcast network loaded with the team-specific podcasts covering Major League Baseball, the NFL, NHL, NBA, MLS, and more. And we'll be back with more episodes of Rock M Radio coming to you soon.